Yesterday, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he had suggested that I make a video about the Miss Universe pageant. So straight up confession, this had been one of my super secret guilty pleasures. I like to watch beauty pageants. I like watching it, I enjoy following it, and it's fun. So guys, after this video, it's not gonna be such a secret thing anymore. So what the hell is Miss Universe? If you're watching from America, chances are you have no idea what this is. If you're from an Asian country or Latin American country, you will know exactly what this is. Miss Universe is an international beauty pageant. Women from different countries participate in. So the location of this year's event was in Florida, and it happened last Sunday. And the venue itself is such an attraction to begin with, because it was in the newly opened Hard Rock Hotel, and the building is in the shape of a guitar. I've been watching this contest for several years now. I am not an expert by any means. Here's just some thoughts that I had about this year's pageant. So the show starts out with an opening number. It started out really promising because, you know, all the girls come out in their nice colorful outfits and they do a little bit of dance. The music's good, it's upbeat. It started out great. And then all the girls started to introduce themselves one by one. So after that, the 74 contestants would get trimmed down to the top 21. To be honest, I didn't really follow this year's edition as closely as I did some of the ones in the past. I did have a couple of women who I thought were gonna win. Top 21 was called, and the more pageant crazy countries tend to go to this competition a little bit more prepared and eager to do well and ultimately win the competition. So a lot of women from the Asian countries and Latin American countries really just become part of that top 20. Some of my favorites in this batch were Thailand, Peru, South Africa, Singapore. Cameroon was really beautiful. I really liked her. Who else? Nepal. Nepal was amazing. The representative from the Philippines was actually really beautiful as well. All the Latin American countries and the Asian countries tend to do better at this event than their, say, European counterparts. In North America, for example, and most parts of Europe, they don't really pay much attention to this. I mean, if I ask some of my friends right now, they probably won't know what the hell I'm talking about. But, you know, going to a pageant though, I've only been to a live pageant here in town once, and I kid you not, it was like a sporting event. The crowd can get so wild and so energetic, and if someone's supporting a candidate, they go full-on support. It's fun, man. Like, I would go to another one if I can. Vegas had actually hosted the Miss Universe pageant a few times in the past, and it was in 2010, 2012, and 2015. So the top 21 women advances to the next round of competition called the swimsuit round, and they all, you know, just like a Victoria's Secret fashion show, they just strut down the runway and show off their healthy, toned bodies. Yeah, some of my favorites stood out here. You got Thailand, Peru, India, Costa Rica, Brazil was amazing, Jamaica. Sadly, the girl from the Philippines did not advance to the next round. She got cut after this one. Her body's amazing, and she's really beautiful, and she's really well spoken. I would have loved to hear her talk in the question and answer round later on when they get trimmed down to 5. As beautiful as she looked in swimsuit, her body was toned. I love her skin color. I think she had something done. I think she had her boobs done, because she didn't look like this when she won the local pageant in the Philippines before coming here. And yeah, I don't know, there's something weird and off about it. And maybe that's what turned off the judges, because it was an all-female judging panel. I don't know how long it takes for those things to set or whatever, but it just did not look natural. I wish she would have just kept herself looking as natural as possible, and that probably would have made a little bit of difference, but who knows. In the judging panel, one of the judges was actually was a former Miss Universe winner, and she's one of my favorite, Brooke Mahalani Lee. She won in 1997, but she represented the state of Hawaii when she won Miss USA and then went on to Miss Universe, representing USA, and then won Miss Universe. I love her. She's such a badass. When she made top 3 during her year, the final question that they were asked was, if there were no rules for one day and you could do something really crazy and outrageous, what would you do? And listen to what she said.
I would eat everything in the world. You do not understand. I would eat everything twice.
I love that answer. One of her interviews online recently where she talked a little bit about that answer and why she said what she said. She was kind of throwing a little bit of shade at the organization, I guess, and what was happening. So the year before she won, so she won in 1997, the winner before her in 1996 was someone from Venezuela. She had gained a little bit of weight. And this was in 1996, 1997. And it was so talked about. She was really body shamed for it. The owner of the pageant at that time, on live TV, had her get on a treadmill to show the world that she needs to lose weight. How crazy was that? When Brooke Lee was asked that question, she really wanted to come to last year's winner's defense because everyone was talking about her weight, and Brooke was like, enough of this. So when she said, I will eat everything in the world, I would eat everything twice. Such a badass, I love her. So the 10 girls move on to the next round. They all switch into evening gowns, and then the top 5 gets selected, and it's Mexico, India, Brazil, Dominican Republic, and Peru. And at this point, Peru gets my vote. She was my top pick to win the competition. So now we get to hear the top 5 talk. This is when they ask the girls some questions. I get it. Everyone wants to hear what they thought about things and their thoughts and opinions on certain issues. But there were a couple of questions that were thrown at the girls talking about COVID-19, which is sure relevant, but I think one of them was asked, if you were the leader of your country, what would you do to help stop or prevent COVID-19 or something like that? And in my head, I was thinking, okay, look, these women are only given 30 seconds to answer these kinds of questions, and then how the heck can you come up with an answer pretending to be the leader of your country and how you would tackle this COVID pandemic? I guess it's great to hear their opinions on this. These kinds of questions would really just elicit more of the idealistic answers rather than realistic ones. In 30 seconds, tell me how you're gonna deal with this mess. How would you do it? What will you say? Oh my God. After the top 5 was asked for questions, I really thought that Peru was gonna take the win because she was very confident when she was answering her questions. She delivered it with such conviction. She talks to you as if she's commanding you to do something for her and with her. And out of the 5 women there, I thought she delivered the heftiest answer to her question. My girl Peru just landed in the second runner-up position. She didn't win the crown. It was Mexico who won. I wasn't such a big fan of hers. There's something about her that I just did not connect with. I don't know what it is. So congratulations, Mexico. Since they did the pageant late this year, she's only gonna be Miss Universe until December when they do the next edition. And so how long is that? Just a little over half a year, right? So it's not gonna be very long. But congratulations to Mexico nonetheless. Great job. So what about the show itself? There's so many different pageants, but Miss Universe is considered to be like the granddaddy of them all, like the most glamorous, like the Super Bowl of the pageant world. They go to different countries every year to do the show. Over the last several years though, the editions that happened in the US aren't as exciting as far as the production of the show. compared to when they would go to, say, like Thailand in 2018. It was an amazing, amazing production. So last year was held in Atlanta, Georgia, and it was one of the worst Miss Universe productions, I think. And a lot of people thought so too. And everyone was like, how can you get any worse than this? Hello, 2020. So this year's edition goes down in history as worse than 2019. The opening numbers showed a lot of promise. It was an upbeat song that they were dancing to. After the opening number, it just kind of went downhill from there. If you were to ask me, I would say the show was boring as hell. It just came across, and I don't know, maybe it's different when you're there live, but on TV, it just came across really flat. Everyone seemed bored. Even the hosts were bored. One of the hosts was Mario Lopez, and even he was, I don't know, like it just seemed like they weren't in their element. His co-host was another Miss Universe winner in 2012, and those two hosting the show together, it was just awkward. They had zero chemistry, in my opinion. Some of the contestants looked bored, the hosts looked bored. I was bored. It was shown on a channel called FYI, which I had never heard of before. It just really came across as they weren't prepared to put on the show. The camera angles were off, and the stage itself, even if they had all those nice LED panels in the background, it was just like this one flat stage. I feel like if they added some more stairs there and some more steps, you would have gotten, you know, different levels where the girls were just standing on different levels. Those are my thoughts about this year's edition of the pageant. They're talking about holding the next one in December in Costa Rica. So hopefully the production is going to be a little bit better in Costa Rica. Who knows, I might end up going to Costa Rica in December and watch the pageant live. Keep it happy and see you in the next one. Bye.